everyone and welcome to Sugar and Crumbs. My name's Tracey Mann from Tracey Mann Cakes and I'm going to be doing a gardening cake tonight. A design I have not run past Kelly, so she's got no idea what I'm doing tonight. It was a bit of a last minute decision because I'm slightly distracted by somebody's birthday this week. So this is my only live this week. I'm not doing any more after this week, so I won't be back again live until next Tuesday at 6:30. So no Thursday live for me this week. I'm sorry. I'm going to put my comments up actually because I can't actually see what's going on, which is not very helpful. There we go, now I can see. Do say hello if you are watching, and if it's your first time you're watching Sugar and Crumbs, then please make lots of comments and join in with everybody else. If you'd like to ask anything while I'm live, then do please write the comments in the box. And as I'm not here alone, Kelly will feed them back to me. So my daughter Kelly is here.
Hello.
She's eating her yoghurt because she is late. So she's eating her tea at the moment because she's just had her nails done, you see, because it's her 21st birthday on Friday. So she's glamming up for the weekend ahead. So there we go. So I won't be here for anyone who normally sees me on Thursdays mornings. I won't be live, I'm afraid, this week. For anyone who watches me on Saturday mornings, I won't be live then either. So my next actual live is a week today. So I've got a little project lined up today. So we are going to do a cake. We're going to do a gardening themed cake. Nice and simple, nothing too complicated, a little bit painting, a little bit of what was I going to say, cutters, I can't think of the word then. A few cutters and bits and pieces, and we're going to just create something pretty and lovely. How about that? That doesn't sound too bad, does it?
Thank you everyone who's wishing me a happy birthday.
They're all wishing her a happy
Carol.
birthday.
Thanks, Jenny.
And the reason that my live, or rather my project, is small at the moment is because I've been doing a certain person's birthday cake all day long, and and that is why. But anyway, I will post pictures of it when it's done, and I'll get Kelly to model along next to it. You're gonna don't look at me like that. Are you gonna?
Oh, on my birthday.
On your birthday
the cake tonight. I was
no, I'm not going to get you up here tonight.
I look like I've been dragged out of a bush.
No.
I went and got my nails done. And I thought, oh my god, I look terrible. They're probably laughing at me.
No, what I'm saying is when you've done your birthday cake, you can have your picture taken next to that, can't you? Okay, all right, with your glamorous nails. So yes, we're going to cover a cake. We're going to cover it with Satinara, which is the one I've been using quite a lot recently. It's very nice. I just happened to have bought it in bulk, which is why we're still using it. You know what I'm like, just grab whatever's available, and it happens to be this at the moment. They're all saying happy 21st birthday to you.
Thank you everyone.
She's getting old now, you see. I can't say I'm 21 anymore. We have a problem.
You haven't been able to say that for the past 29 years.
Is that right? Thank you, Kelly. You're just
welcome.
so delightful, aren't you? Yes, so it's Kelly's big day on Friday, so I'm closing up shop on Thursday afternoon, and we will be back in business on actually Tuesday, because I haven't told you I'm out with Charlotte on Monday. Oh yeah, actually Kelly's in charge on Monday, so please place loads of orders and keep her occupied over the weekend. Keep her occupied on Monday for me while I go to the spa with Charlotte. You don't like the spa, so you'd be fine. Don't look at me like that. You're going to be absolutely fine, and you know it. Yes, you'll be absolutely fine. For those of you that haven't seen me before, you'll see that we do not do our lives out in the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. We are actually live in Buckinghamshire, so we are a little bit down from where Sugar and Crumbs is based, but I am here twice a week, Tuesday evenings and Thursday mornings, but just Tuesday evenings this week because of Madam over there. So we're going to get started in a minute, and we're going to start by covering our cake and our board, which is where we normally start. All cakes and boards have to be covered. I've got a small cake lined up, so nothing too grand, because I'm doing a rather large grand one at home for Kelly. So time is short this week, so I hope you'll just bear with me on this one. So let's have a little look at the cake that we've got going on. So this is our cake this evening. It's already been covered in ganache. It's much easier for me to do that in advance, because then my cake is steady. You've got a little demo, I believe, tomorrow night with the ganaching kit. What's it called? I can't pronounce the lady's name. They all know who I mean. The cake is 5 inches across by 4 inches in height. So for those of them, I will be turning that in centimetres now, which is 11 centimetres by 13 centimetres approximately. So there you go. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm hoping this will inspire. This is going to be quite a sort of soft coloured gardening cake tonight. So just a nice kind of happy one, I think, hopefully. Anyway, so we're going to start by covering the cake in white. So we're going to just take hold of some water, Perhaps we should sing happy birthday. Yeah, but that means I'll have to be broadcast singing.
I'll sing it for myself.
You'll sing it to yourself. We'll make Kelly sing it.
Are we going to be able to see Kelly's cake?
Well, you are going to be able to see Kelly's cake and Kelly with the cake, but obviously not till Friday, because her birthday's on Friday. So once she's had her birthday, I will put some pictures up onto my Facebook page, and well, I'll just spread it all over the internet, shall I, Kelly?
Go for it.
They'll have to have Kelly Mann approval first, so she'll want to know if they're all lovely and wonderful. Yes, you will see the cake. Bridget, that's it, or Bridget's ganashing kit. I believe she's live on here tomorrow, so anyone who likes or wants to learn about ganashing, then that sounds like quite a good live to me. She's got a nice kit, I think. So if you...
Leslie says, well, she is your daughter and special.
Oh, of course she is. Of course she is, aren't you, Kel? So all I'm doing at the moment is just taking some water, and I'm just going around and just painting the ganache. You can't do this if it's buttercream. You can only do this if it's ganache. I'm making a right mess. It's all over the place, but there we go. The joys of being live. So we'll do the sides first, and then we'll paint just across the top. It's not perfect. It doesn't need to be. By the time I finish covering it and everything under the sun, it will be fine. I can get a YouTube song to accompany me, apparently. They're all going for it, aren't they? Trying to get me to sing.
Yes, they should. Well, it was the same for your birthday, wasn't it?
Yeah, actually, you have to be careful because I get chopped off Facebook, not just for my terrible singing, but for copyright for songs. You have to be well careful. I know, they're so fussy.
You can only do a 5-second clip, so...
Oh, happy birthday to you. There you go.
You know.
Is that good enough, Kelly?
Who owns the copyright to Happy Birthday?
Oh, I don't know. Somebody. I'm sure somebody probably owns it. Right, okay. So we have painted that cake, and then what we're going to do is we're going to now cover it. So we're going to start kneading some sugar paste, and we're going to do that with white. So let's turn, which camera are we on now? Let's get the sugar paste first. I have actually put this in the microwave a little bit because it was quite hard. I can't bear it when it's like that. So we're going to do white to start with. I've probably got a little bit of green everywhere. I've got black on my hands from earlier, so I'm having a bit of a game. I did a Facebook Live, Kelly, and I put my hands up and my hands were black from food colouring. They are still a bit black. They're not too bad. I don't know if I've got enough there, actually. I might need a bit more. Let's grab a bit more. I'm going to make sure I've got more than I need. Right. Okay, so we're going to do a bit of a combo tonight. We're going to paint. We're going to... we'll stick on some bits and pieces, won't we?
Chocolate?
There's no chocolate, Kelly, involved tonight. No.
Right, nice to see everyone.
Yep.
I'll be going.
No, there's no chocolate, Kelly. I should have done chocolate tonight for you, shouldn't I, really? I'm sorry about that. But I have been rather distracted by creating your birthday cake, so I'm not going to pretend. Trying to get me to sing. That's not happening. Oh, there's no icing sugar in there. How have we managed that? I'll have to put some in. Hold on a minute. Right, there we go. Let's put some icing sugar in there. Otherwise, I'm not going to get anywhere, am I? Let's get the old Tate and Lyle out. Right, there we go. That's better. Otherwise, I'm going to have a game on my hands with everything sticking. There we go. Right.
Lorraine wrote the whole thing out.
Is she?
Ah! Oh, thank you.
It's the Kelly Mann show again, isn't it? Hey. There we go. She's going to get spoiled and she knows it. Right, I've taken my cardigan off because you know what it's like when you do white sugar paste. It's like an attraction for every little bit of fibre in a cardigan going. I've still got the odd one here and there. I don't want that. So just roll that out to start with.
Leslie says she's just sung for me.
Oh. We'll be singing, Kelly.
I bet you would sing if Hugh Grant walked through the door, Elaine says. Elaine, I think you're right.
I don't think I'll be singing. I think I'll be gone.
If he said, Tracey, is that how Hugh Grant speaks?
No, but you've watched enough Hugh Grant films to know
Tracey, would you sing Happy Birthday for your daughter?
What are you on tonight, honestly? Is Kelly the only child? No, she's
no,
not.
I have an older sister. I put soster. I meant sister.
No, she's got another sister. Haven't you?
Yeah.
One who tries to keep you in charge. She's probably watching Charlotte, actually. Charlotte's done a few of the lives when Kelly's not available.
Yeah.
And Charlotte's actually doing, very importantly, Charlotte is the queen of Excel sheets and organisation. Charlotte's busy helping me write some course material at the moment for how to price cakes. So if anybody is struggling with how to price their cakes, we have got a little course coming up, Facebook Live. I can't remember when it is, 9th of June?
It is on the 9th of June, 6:30 till 8:30.
Well, I'll get Kelly to put a link up because it's not booked through Sugar and Crumbs, it's booked through my website. So can you find the link, Kelly?
Yeah, I've done it.
Kelly will put the link up, there you go. So if anyone wants to join me on that, it's £10. We're going to give you some sheets so you can price your own cakes up. We're going to talk about how to price up cakes. We're going to talk about how to deal with customers, difficult ones as well. And we're going to talk about how not to work for the minimum wage, or certainly less than the minimum wage, like 2p an hour, which is what we always joke about, isn't it? When you've been doing cakes, you feel like you're working for 2p an hour, especially when it's going wrong. So you are somebody who is watching, who is thinking, I never know how much to charge for my cakes. Then there is a lesson for you, and it is simply called How to Price Your Cakes. You don't have to be in business. The more knowledge you have of pricing your cakes, the better. Because what I found over the years is even people who just make them for friends and family don't actually realise how much they're spending.
Oh, are you charging me for my birthday cake then?
Yes, I am. There will be a bill. I know.
And how will you know what to do? You use the How to Price Your Cakes with Tracey Mann course.
Oh my goodness, you are on it, Kelly, tonight. Yes, so there is a course if you want to join me. You've got a couple of weeks before it starts. It's a Facebook page. We will be covering how to price your cakes. Not mine, yours. So if anyone wants to do that, then live or birthday. You don't have to be live either. You can always join me after the live. So but it's on a Wednesday evening. So I'm just going to change cameras. There we go. So it's on a Wednesday evening. It's not really one you can afford to miss, I think. Literally, I think it's very, very helpful.
Can you go back to it afterwards?
You can go back to it afterwards. You can refer to it as many times as you want. You've got access to all the sheets. The only thing I'm not going to be doing, and I'm going to make this clear right now, is I'm not going to be going, yes, I would charge this amount for this cake and this amount for that cake. It's not a forum to ask how much to charge for a specific cake. It's a lesson in teaching you how to price up your cakes. Okay, and how to deal with your customers. Two very, very important things. You'd be amazed what you can pick up. Now, I've been making cakes. I've been on Sugar and Crumbs now for about a year, but actually prior to that, I've been making cakes for about, oh, Kelly, how old?
Since you were 12.
Since I was 12. So, but I've been in business since I was 19. So,
What's that, Mummy?
What's that?
What's 50 minus 19?
You go and tell me, Kel, please. I don't know, 39? No, 29. 29. Nearly 30.
Think about it.
Is it? Oh, I don't know. Just tell me. What is it? It's a long time. It feels like a long time anyway. Anyway, it's been a long time. Let's just join that together there. So deciding to have a little crack at that point. So I've been in business a very long time. So I've dealt with lots and lots of customers and cakes. I've made every wedding cake you can imagine.
Every
mistake you can imagine, and still make occasionally now. But
everyone.
I have. So there you go. So if you want the opportunity to speak to somebody or to experience or learn about what it's like and how to run a business with pricing, then I'm your person. And it's for £10. That's not bad, is it? A couple of hours getting some knowledge on pricing. 31 years, there you go.
I was about to reply to it, I just genuinely think it's funny that you said 29.
So clearly I'm doing a pricing class and I can't add up. You see, that's because I don't have a calculator in my hand, Kelly, and I'm trying to cover a cake at the same time.
We're in creative industry, we're not in a maths class, is what I would say.
When we do the class, I will have a calculator in my hand, you see, and when I'm icing cakes, I can't do that at the same time, you see. So 31 years, come on, blimey. And
We're in creative industry, we're meant to look fabulous and not know how to do maths.
Yeah, well, we do know how to price our cakes up though, because otherwise we wouldn't be
maths off the top of our head.
In business otherwise. Oh, yes, maths. Well, you're very good at mental maths. I need the calculator for that. Right, so this is my lovely smedger for those of you that have seen this before. There we go. Can you put the link up again, Kelly? Kelly's just
For
going
which one?
For the class. Kelly's just going to put the pricing class link up again. It's £10. You can watch it as many times as you like. We're going to give you some sheets, which my lovely Charlotte's are doing for us, which you're going to be able to download and you're going to be able to use to price your cakes. This is not me giving you my price list, because my price list isn't going to be any good for you. This is about creating your price list and speaking confidently to customers and having some information behind you that's going to help you be able to deal with them confidently with your pricing, because there's nothing worse than saying to somebody, oh, that cake is going to be £25 or whatever it is, and then them going, oh, fantastic, didn't realise it was going to be that cheap, and then you just feel horror. Or the reverse, oh, it's going to be as much as that, and you've got no justification behind it. So there you go. It's very important, pricing. Right, I'm going to get my second smedger out here so I don't end up ruining my cake. There we go, round we go. Somebody's put up there about a reply or something or other.
Yeah, so Sue Mary says, I don't seem to have had a reply about booking the handbag painting course with her £20 voucher. She's probably missed it, but how can she book it, as there's no way to attach the photo on your contact form?
I am very behind with my emails. I'm up to the day before yesterday at the moment, so I'm probably about to answer yours. But it's taken me a bit of time to get through them, because we get so many over the weekends that from the shopping that we get into a bit of a muddle. So just bear with me. I am catching. I will catch up with it, and as soon as I've done that, I will get you enrolled. So I won't forget. It just have to go through them all step by step to make sure I've got them all. So yeah. I need Kelly, my PA, to do that. But Kelly, my...
I thought Nikki was your PA.
No, she's my online PA when you're not available. You see? But you're here tonight.
I am.
I know. So Nikki's got the night off.
She can sit and watch.
Oh dear. Right. Pricing is important. Well done, Leslie. It's very, very important. Do not underestimate it. If you are someone who is... you don't even have to be in business. You've got to know your costs. If you don't know your costs, then, you know, if someone, when you finished your cake and someone hands over the money and you go, yay, I've made 60 quid, and then you actually break it down, you go, oh, crikey. I made
60 quid for about 3 days worth of work.
Oh, crikey. I've made 5p. There we go. So, anyone who wants anything urgently from me this week, please place your order as soon as possible, because we are closing early this week. Once we close on Thursday, then there won't be any more mail order going out till Monday, when Kelly will be back on it, won't you?
Yeah, I'll be working.
But I won't be, because I will be in the spa with Charlotte. But we'll try not to talk about spreadsheets. We're in there. Is that okay? Right, I'm not sure if there's an air bubble in there. I'm slightly suspicious there is, but never mind. Okay, there we go. That's it, near enough covered. Happy with that. Ooh, we'll just go round once more just for it. So my lovely smedger. Round we go. Whee. Best thing ever, these. I know some of you have bought these, and I reckon you probably love them, because they are just brilliant. Easy to use, keep your sides all nice and straight. Love it. Right, okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just move this out of the way. Let's put this over here. There. Right, now we're going to cover the board next. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this in a green colour. We're going to sort of half mix it, so we're not going to mix it completely. Let's change cameras. So we're going to get like a mottled effect with it. So we'll give it a bit of a knead first. Now, board size, I think I picked up a, looks like a 9-inch. I'm going to guess it is a 9-inch cake. Let me check. 9-inch board, possibly. Might help I've got the tape measure around the right way. Ooh, 9 inches. There we go. Okay. Right. So just going to put some water onto this. So it's got something to stick to. If we don't do that, then it will just fall off. We don't want that. I'm a big fan of covering boards, as everybody knows, because it makes it look like a professional finish rather than one that you've not finished completely. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some of this colour here. This is Colour Splash Leaf.
How do you get rid of cracks in icing, or how do you prevent them?
You can't prevent them, but you just don't put too much icing sugar in with what you do, and work quickly. Now I'm just going to knead this a minute. So what I'm going to do, I've put the Colour Splash in and I'm going to start to knead this, but I'm not going to knead it all the way through. I'm going to let it remain mottled because I get a nicer grass effect when I do that. So let's see how we go. Satinara is very soft, I'm finding. Okay, can you see it starting to mix through now? Can you see that? Can you see it's not completely mixed? Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it at that point so that I get that mixed sort of mottled effect with it rather than completely matte. Now I'm going to just roll this out and see what we've got. Might have a big streak running across it or something, but I think we'll go with this. Oh, I need to knock my smudges over. There you go, that looks fine. So if you want to do, oh no, we've got a big dark streak there, haven't we? I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll need it a couple more times. Let's see if we can get that going through a bit further. You can never tell until you actually knead it, or roll it out rather, and then you can see it if you've got any big streaks. A bit more. Ooh, roll it back, tuck it under. That's fine. I don't want it to be too strong actually tonight. I'm trying to go for like pastel colours tonight. There we go. Right, let's go again. I think there's a sprinkle in there. How did that get in there? I've got a rogue sprinkle, Kelly. That's better.
Which one?
One of those little confetti ones seems to have crept in there. Right, there we go. That's better. Right, let me sit down a second. So we want this to be the same size as our board, which is 9 inches. So I'm going to keep going. Let's have a little look. It doesn't take long to get there. You'll be very surprised how quickly it is before you get there. So we're just going to even it out a bit more. Okay, get hold of our smedger and just go round and smooth it all out on the table before you put it on the cake board. Press down hard and then you'll get a nice smooth covering. There we go, lovely. And then we'll take that, pull that back like so. Oh, I've just read what Maureen's written. Mr. Bridgerton's in Northern Ireland. Well, that's no good. I'm not there yet, am I?
Sprinkles are like tinsel. They just seem to fall on.
Or glitter. I know. They seem to get everywhere, don't
glitter, you put it on once, it's just never gone, is it?
If I ever glitter anything, I try and do it towards the end because it just gets everywhere, doesn't it? It's horrendous. Right, so this is going to be our grass. So round we go. And then we need our plastic side scraper, which we have here. I'm going to pick that up and we're just going to cut it like so. Round we go. There we go, straightforward, nice and easy. There we go. Now, there you go.
There you go.
My Greek wedding comment. Did I put any more icing down? I can't remember. No, it's okay. I've got a bit in this bag over here. I'm just thinking of sticking this down. Yeah, I've got a bit in here. It might be green, which is okay. That's fine. Get the scriber out. So it's unblocked. Got one that I had yesterday. Suddenly had a panic then, thought I'd run out of royal icing. I found a bit, so we're all right. Okay, let's move this over here. We'll go back onto this camera here. And then what we're going to do, we'll put a little bit of, this is just royal icing that's green, okay? Nothing more technical than that. I just happened to be using some green the other day, so I'm going to use that just to stick it down. It doesn't have to be green, it can be any colour. You're not going to see it anyway, so it doesn't matter. I'm just trying to make sure I don't have it on my hands before I put it on here. Now let me see which is the way round I want it to be. Right, so we're going to offset this slightly, like so. Take our smedger and we're just going to press it down just to make sure it's actually not going to go moving around. I'm going to move it forward a tiny bit more. There, okay. So we're going to set this kind of gardeny type stuff up along the front here. So that's what we're going to do. There we go. Right, okay, so next thing we're going to do, we've got a little image to go on this cake, which I printed off, which Kelly doesn't know anything about. No. It's all unfolding, Kelly, for you tonight.
Oh, I have just seen that on the Facebook Live shopping page.
Ah, well, there you go. Right, so we are going to be, I need to swap cameras actually, don't I? So we've got this new image here, which is, I've called it something like flower jug. Flower jug. I thought this was very pretty. And we're going to, oops, my help phone was on camera. And we're going to use this image on the front of our cake. And then we're going to use a mould to put some little gardening things around it. We're going to paint some grass going up the side of the cake. We've got a few butterflies and bits and pieces to put on as well. So we're going pretty, and that's what we're trying to do with this. So this is on sugar paper. You can see there, you can peel it back. This one you can anyway. Hope it's not going to be stuck. No, hopefully it's not. Hopefully I've not picked the wrong paper. Otherwise we're going to be going home, Kelly. Now this has actually got a shadow underneath it here. So I'm actually going to cut along here, along the side of here. So we'll cut up this paper here. And now I'm not going to cut too close to the handle. I'm going to actually leave a bit of a gap. You all right, Kelly?
Yeah, sorry, just changing position.
I'm going to fall off the chair then.
The amount of times I've nearly missed the chair when sitting down, and I just think, oh, thank God.
Well, thank goodness the camera's not on you, otherwise I'd have something to think about.
Hugh's arriving next week where Maureen is to film Dungeons and Dragons.
Who's just put that up?
Maureen.
No way.
Should
way.
Should we go on holiday?
Yeah, we need to go early. That's not fair. I'm not going to Northern Ireland until September. That's, God, I tell you what. We did see the one show though. You didn't, Kelly.
No, I didn't. I had a nap.
Charlotte and I went and saw the one show. That was fantastic. We loved that.
The one show Hugh Grant.
No, it wasn't the one show with Hugh Grant.
No, I know, but comparison.
Well, I know.
I
can't have it all, can I? But I was quite pleased at going to be able to see Matt Baker because he was lovely. So there we go. So all I'm doing at the moment is just trimming around the edge of this. So not going in too close. Now don't forget I've got a white cake already, so it's going to blend into the background. But I wanted a bit of a feature on this cake and I decided to go for this. Now this is on my website. I'm going to measure it for you in a minute so you know how big it is. It's an A4. No, it's not A4, it's A5.
A5.
Thank you, Kelly.
It doesn't say what the size is though.
No, I know, because I haven't put it on yet. I only literally put it on about half an hour ago before we came live, but I'll tell you in a minute. And then I can adjust it accordingly. So around we go. Like so. I just saw this image and thought, I love that. That's going to look very nice on a gardening cake. So that's what we're using. Just wanted a bit of a feature on my cake. There we go. Like so. So I'm told, are they talking about Hugh Grant again?
How can we not talk about Hugh Grant?
I know.
Do you know he's banned from Oxford University?
Why?
Because
his opinions.
No. He was with a student.
Was he?
He got with a student.
When?
Don't know. But he got banned, so now he's not allowed to go into any sort of grounds of Oxford Uni. There's a fun fact for everyone.
That's news to me. Right, now remember what I said to you, that's actually a shadow across the bottom of there, so I need to cut that bit off. So I'm going to just go across there, like so. Okay, so that leaves me that piece there, which I think is rather nice. So I'm going to be dealing with sorting that out. Now I'm going to put this onto a piece of sugar paste. Let's put that down because that's what we need to do. I like things mounted on sugar paste on my cakes. I don't like things straight onto cakes. It has to have a bit of sugar paste on underneath. Is it raining again?
Yeah.
It's raining here a lot, so you might be able to hear it on the roof again. Every time I go live at the moment, it's raining. So just bear with us if you can hear the rain. Right, so we're just going to give this a roll. That who was that just asked about classes? Was that Viv?
Yeah.
I think I've replied to that one. I'm sure that I may have done yours. Say, whoa, the rain's coming down big time now. Can you hear it? Yeah, huge amounts of rain outside. We'll probably lose our broadband. That's what happened last week, wasn't it? Oh, please don't do that to me. Right, there we go. All right. Now, we're going to take this and we're going to put this onto this piece of sugar paste. But the first thing you need to do is peel off the backing. So it has a backing sheet on it, so you need to take that off very carefully. There we go. Now, you have to remember not to get any water on this because otherwise you'll basically tear this pattern off. So any water that comes into contact with this is going to take the pattern off. So we don't want to do that. So we're going to take a knife and we're going to cut this down so we've got a rough kind of area that we need to, well, we'll just put the sugar paste outside, let the rain do the rest, Kelly, shall we? So I'm just going to take that round like so. There we go. Okay. Right. Let's peel that up. It's actually quite sticky already, even without the water. Oh, look, it's stuck quite well there. Right, let's take some water now. Less is more with the water. Please don't pile down loads of water because you'll regret it because it will end up absolutely everywhere. So I'm just going to make this tacky. Nothing more than that. Okay. Like so. And then we're going to put that back on again. So very carefully, just lay it down. Just remember though that there is water around it, so you want to be careful. It's easier to do it this way round than it is to actually paint this itself, because sometimes you can feel it kind of starting to disintegrate in your hands. It doesn't feel quite right. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to have to trim this round. Yes, you can put the picture straight onto the cake, but I think it looks better in all cases if it's mounted on sugar paste. It's going to make it look a little bit more 3D. It's personal preference. So if you want to stick it straight on your cake, then you stick it straight on your cake, but I like them mounted on things. Whenever I do anything like this, I always put sugar paste underneath it. Not a lot, but I think it just looks better, it presents better. But you may just think, well, I'm just going to stick it straight on the cake. In that case, go for it.
So someone said, Tracy, do you use the offcuts from the ice sheets? And if so, what do you do with them? I replied, we just bin them, but you could draw on them with edible pens to make new toppers.
Yeah.
Have you got any other suggestions for what you could do with them?
Which bits are we talking about?
The offcuts of the...
What, like this?
Yeah.
As
so you could draw on them with edible pens and make, you know, you could draw
as in these
flowers.
bits here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason why you can't draw on these with edible pens. There's loads of edible pens. We've got a set of 8 edible pens, or there's edible pens around that you can use. There's all sorts of things. So you could always write happy birthday on here and stick it on a cake. Yeah, don't chuck them in the bin. There's always something you can use them for. You can't put them back through an edible print or anything after that because they've kind of lost their shape. But
where are they in the website?
They should be on new products or Facebook Lives. There's two places you'll find it, Kelly. Don't think I put it under cake toppers yet. I forgot. I was in a bit of a hurry when I was doing it.
Oh no, I'm talking about the pens.
Oh, God, I don't know. No idea. Pass on that one. There we go. Look, I just think it looks much nicer if it's. It takes a bit of faff, but it's worth it, I think, personally. So we're nearly there, cutting it all out. There. It just makes it stand a bit better. It's just more 3D. It's more what I like, more than anything else. Okay, let's move this out of the way. Put our knife over there. Get rid of that. So we're trying not to make a mess. And then what we'll do is we will put this onto our cake. So let's change screens again. There we go. Right, so now the idea with this was to have it on the front like so, and then we're going to build the rest of our garden up around it. So we're going to take hold of some water, again tacky only, not dripping in water, otherwise it will slide down your cake. And also you've got the opportunity then to accidentally touch the print on the front, which we definitely don't want. And we're going to pop that, let's pop that about there. So when we've got the cake, it's going to be slightly round the side. I don't want it in the middle, I want it slightly off centre. So there we go, we'll pop that on to start with. There we go. Can you see the way it's standing out from the cake a little bit? It just looks tidier, I think. Okay. Lovely. So that's a good start. There we go. Let's lean that there so you can see it. Let that set. And then we're going to build our picture up around it. So we've got a couple of things we're going to do. So we're going to add in some tools, which we've got from a mould, which I'm going to show you how to do in a minute. And we've also got some grass that we're going to paint with a fan brush as well. We can do that, and then we can also use the patchwork cutters which we've had over the last few periods of time. Now if we're going to do anything, we kind of need to do it now while the sugar paste is still sticky, or still soft. So we've got this one here, which I think is part of Magnolia and Lace, and we've got the Blossom and Leaf set here as well, and that's definitely Magnolia and Leaf, that one, little tiny rose. So I'm going to press them into the sugar paste at the bottom here so that we've got something to paint, and we're going to put some kind of grass and things around them as well. I'm not entirely sure how this is going to go. We haven't actually planned this, so, and Kelly knows nothing about this. So we're winging it now, everybody. So we're going to take that there. I'm going to set it back a little bit from I'm going to just press that against there. Just rock them side to side, and you'll end up with a little pattern on the side there. I'm going to push that back a bit so you can see it. So just end up with a little thing there. Now what I'm trying to do is make sure I don't have a sort of pattern going particularly. I'm just going to do sort of this side and then the other side of this. I'm not going to go all the way around the back. It's going to take too long. So we're just going to do bits here and there. So we've got this one here, which is a blossom one. So for this, what we'll do is we'll try and create, let's come back this way a little bit of a, press that in there. Sorry, I'm probably a tiny bit off camera. So we can always do, might be able to join that actually. Let's have a look.
The blossom.
This is Blossom and Leaf. So we might be able to join that there, Kelly. Look, hold on, let's get my hands in the right place. Okay. So something like that, going up the cake a bit. I'll do a bit more just there. Something from the garden. And then maybe a little one at the bottom next to it, just so it doesn't look like it's on its own. So we'll rock that there, like so. And we're going to put some grass and things in around it. So we're not going to kind of leave it all exposed like that. But that gives us something on that side. And maybe we'll do something very similar on this side here. So we've got that pattern there. Let's start with the blossom again this time. Am I still on camera? Yeah, just about. And then what we'll do, we've got some equipment as well, which makes this a bit more 3D. But I want something on the side to kind of get this going really. So again, so all I'm doing is pressing these in and just kind of rocking them side to side. So I'm not doing anything too drastic here. Like that. If they don't quite join up, it doesn't matter either, because we can always go back and join them up.
How many layers is the cake you're using?
3. 3 cake layers. I always cover my cakes before I go live because it just helps with the stability.
With ganache as well.
With ganache as well, yeah. Okay, now we're just going to put another one in. What's that one? Maybe
What's the size of the cake?
So 5 by 4. 5 inch round by 4 inches in height. Put one more in there. And that's all we're going to do. We're not going to make it too complicated because we're going to come round with our grass and everything. We're just going to paint a few little bits on the side, and then we can always add or put a bit less or more in as we go. So I'm quite happy with that sort of basic arrangement at the moment. So we're going to bring our cocoa butter in. So this is our cocoa butter painting. There we go. I will move things around as we go. I'm going to actually put that there and put this here. Move that out the way for a second because I'm going to, well, you're on the side. So I'm going to go under the other camera for the minute just to do the setup so you can see what's going on. Right, so this is a chrome food warmer. It has a candle in the middle, and all we're going to do is light that candle. So we're creating a heat source. Let me just move these patchwork cutters out of the way so they don't get in the way. Okay, ooh, first time tonight. That's unusual. And then once we've got our heat source, we're going to put on one of these, which is a metal paint palette, and this will get hot and it will melt the cocoa butter, and that's what we're going to be using to paint onto our cake. So we're going to put on here some cocoa butter, and you'll see that melt very quickly. I'm actually going to put it in 2 places tonight just to kind of help myself out a little bit. Not very much, that's literally it. This will get very warm very quickly, and you'll see it melt under the camera. And then I'm going to use some white dusting colour here. And then we're going to use 3 different shades of green. So we've got spring green, woodland green and moss green tonight. So 3 different greens. So I'm going to pop that on there. There we go. So it's woodland green. And then a little bit of moss green. So if you're doing anything like grass or anything else like this, then shades of green will really help you to get a nice sort of different definition of colour. So use something like that. Now we're going to use a couple of different paint brushes. For grass we're going to be using this one. Now this is a fan brush. This is one we use with our classes. We use it for all sorts of different things, but we're going to be using a fan brush. And then we have this brush here, which is paintbrush number 1. Now that's what we use on the courses. Again, it helps me to teach people by reminding them what the number of the brush is that they need to be using. So that's what we're going to be using tonight. So these 2 brushes. This one we're going to, actually we might need a 0 brush as well, and I bet you've nicked it, Kelly. Oh no, there it is. I take that back. No, I take that back, Kelly. We're going to use a 0 brush as well, which is this one again. It's got 0 written on it. You can see the cocoa butter is starting to melt. Just going to run a check on my brushes and make sure they're clean. So we'll just dip that into the cocoa butter and twist it onto some kitchen roll or paper towel just to check that it's all up and running. You can see it going now down quite quickly. And we're going to use the, actually we need a colour. We need pink or something. Pink. There's a little flower on here. I missed the flower. They're little
Why
tiny.
don't you do?
Okay, Kelly's.
No,
Kelly. No.
Purple. Mix the
Purple and
dusky pink.
Purple and dusky pink together.
Mix it together.
Right, we're going to mix purple and dusky pink together. Grape violet.
Mm.
So grape violet and dusky pink together with white. Yes, you're looking at me. You're looking at me, Kelly, like this.
Yes.
That's what you're doing, because we've got a little flower on there as well. So we'll do that as well. Okay, so let's put that brush there. We'll start with a little flower. So grape violet and dusky pink.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice, Kelly. Look at this, everyone. And then we'll grab some white, although I'm not 100% sure.
I just thought because the pot is,
the pot is that colour, isn't it? Yeah. Let's do little lilac flowers. I've got some, I'm going to cut some out later with sugar paste.
Mm.
That is a very nice colour. This is a very dark colour on its own. If you mix in the pink, then you're getting more of a what shade, Kelly? The queen.
I don't know, Mum.
The queen.
You were there in my life.
The queen of colour. Well, I was, but I ended up on the Chinese alphabet, as you well know, and I panicked.
Chinese don't have an alphabet. You ended up on the character board.
I ended up on the character board.
It was very funny. It was just a, sorry to interrupt.
Sorry to interrupt your live, but
I'm currently typing in Chinese.
I was halfway through Kelly's colour theory class, and I'd managed to get the wrong keyboard.
You changed my keyboard.
I tell you, that takes skill to do that, doesn't it? Right.
You're fluent in Chinese.
I am so fluent in Chinese, Kelly not. Right, so we've got a little pink for lilac-y flower around here, so we're just going to paint that to start with. So we're just using the colour that we've just done. So we're going to paint that round there, like so. Might brighten it up a tiny bit more. Can we see? Yes, we can.
Does the printed design mean the cake is less expensive than a hand painted one?
It's up to you. depends how much you want to charge for your cakes. I mean, you know.
And if you want to know, you can book on Tracey Mann's cake, How to Prize Cakes with Tracey Mann, on June 9th on a Wednesday, 6:30 till 8:30.
You've triggered Kelly again. I'm so sorry.
Business pitch.
She's off again. At the end of the day, if you use, I use printed images a lot because I really like them, and I don't just use them on their own. I use them with things, as a lot of you will have seen. I really think they help cakes in all sorts of capacities. I have absolutely loads of these on my website. I just love them. I find them very inspiring to kind of build things around, and that's such a nice pot that I picked. I thought this is going to look really nice with this lot tonight. So the answer to your question is you do have to pay for them, but it's going to speed things up a little bit for you. So what you probably paid for it, probably saving time. So it's probably a little bit of both, really. So there we go. We've just got two sort of sets of flowers there. So we've just painted those in like that. So we'll clean our brush again, and then we'll switch over to, we'll go on to moss green, and we'll add in some, I'll bring this over a little bit, and then we'll put that like that. Okay. Right, now let's go for these leaves here. So we've got this moss green colour, which we put some white into just to kind of brighten it up a little bit across here. We're not trying to match our flower pot particularly, but we're just trying to get everything to sort of stay on the same colour palette tonight, roughly. And then we've got little gardening things to put on here to come as well. Now this kind of thing you can't do in advance, obviously, because you've got to do it on the cake as you've done it. Otherwise we would have done some of this in advance. But the things like the little gardening pieces of equipment that we've got coming, you can do those in advance. Speed everything up a little bit for you when you come to actually put it all together. So just paint those round. It's painting by numbers. There's nothing in the way there. You literally just follow it with your paintbrush, but just remember you need the right size paintbrush, otherwise it's going to be very tricky for you. So I'm just going to join that up there. Okay, Kelly?
Yeah, I'm just trying to find, I'm just linking the blossom leaf thing again.
Okay.
That was all I needed to do.
So we have made the jug available. If anybody wants to have a go at this project, it is on my website. Again, Kelly will put the link up for you. So if anybody wants the printed image, then it is available for you to create this cake. And when I've done the cake, it will appear on my YouTube channel, as well as Sugar and Crumbs. There you go. How pretty is that? So that you will then be able to go back and watch it again. So if you ever see any projects on here that I do and you think, oh, I'd like to do that, but you know that the birthday or whatever it is isn't until 2 months time, and then you can't find the live, then go to my YouTube channel, which is very straightforward. It's at Tracey Mann Cakes, and if you subscribe, then you'll be able to find the video really easily, because I put a picture up of every single one I do, every live, and then you'll be able to, no matter whether I'm here or on another channel, all my lives are now together, and you can go back and watch it. And there's lots and lots of cakes to follow on there. Anything and everything, literally. So there you go, let's do this one here. Didn't cover this brilliantly at the bottom here, but that's okay, we're not too worried about that. You see, you can paint it up quite quickly. It's like a little garden growing, Kelly, this. And we'll add some of the 3D elements shortly. So we'll just get this bit done first. Now, because it indents, the brush goes quite nicely down into the sugar paste. So you don't, again, just follow it down. You can get it on like that. There you go. You can always, if you wanted to put another little one under there, you can always put that, another one there. You can just tip it slightly to one side. What have I got here? This is a little blossom. So I'm just going to add this one here. I'm just going to cut the end off that actually, because that's in my way. I don't want that there, otherwise it's going to scratch my sugar paste. So let's put another little one there. Again, just rock it backwards and forwards. There we go. I just wanted an extra one there under my under my watering can. So I'm not looking at comments at the moment.
It's
so
fine, I'm monitoring them.
Kenny's monitoring.
Maureen's going for Mr. Bridgerton.
Is she now?
We're trying to convince people to watch Bridgerton.
Oh, I love Bridgerton. Oh, it's great. That was really good.
She's really selling it. So.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. I loved it. Very good. Well, I do like period dramas though. You don't though, do you, Kelly? No, you won't get.
I hate that.
You won't get Kelly watching them, but I'll watch them for sure. There you go. Look at that. That's really pretty, Kelly.
Very cute.
Do you approve? Cute is what we're going for tonight. Okay, so let's go around to this one here. Hopefully I'm still on camera. Just tell me, Kelly, if I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Okay. And we'll come back and shade the flowers a little bit more in a minute as well, so they look a bit more, going to stand out a bit more. Just get the calyx at the back.
What's a calyx?
Back of the flower, Kelly. Do you not know what calyx is?
No, I got a C in biology and I have no idea what I was doing.
It's the green bit on the back of a flower. I'll have to get you doing some sugar flowers, won't I?
Oh, gosh.
No, I don't think you'd do that, would you? You might dye the colours up to do the sugar flowers. Right. Now I've been painting with loads of these patchwork cutters over the last few weeks. I know I've been slightly obsessed with them. So what I'm trying to do is, for those of you that did buy them, is that you've actually then got the opportunity to use them on some different cakes. So I did do the blossom and leaf before. There's also a lily tutorial that's on here and on YouTube, which you can go and watch. And there's also the wild rose one. That's also on YouTube. So these are nice little projects to kind of just sit and do when you've got a minute or two. They're not overly complicated, as you can see, and they're very effective. We'll have a look at this in a minute and see where we're going with this, because we don't practice these cakes. Do we, Kelly?
No.
Well, I don't anyway. Sometimes we do. Sometimes they're one I've done before. This one I've never done before. However, I've done other elements of it before, so put them all together, it should be fine. I don't think it'll be a problem anyway. Right. Move that up there like that. And across there. So we're nearly there. Okay, so that's that little bit there.
Very sweet.
Okay, let's move that around so you can see what that is looking like at the moment. So remember, I'm only kind of doing the front half of the cake. I don't need to do the entire cake. Well, you can if you want to, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to focus on the front half. Okay, now what we're going to do now is I'm just going to clean my brush up and we're going to go back in with a little bit of a darker colour on the flower and just shade it a little bit. So we're just adding in an extra bit of grape violet. Okay, so it's gone a little bit more purpley colour, and then what we'll do is we'll just add a little bit of extra colour down the bottom here, and then we'll take another brush if I've got one going. Have I got one? Yes, I have. And then we'll just drag this colour through, just shade it through a little bit, so it's more at the base than anywhere else. There we go. Like so. So it's just not flat. We don't really want it to be flat. So put a bit there and then a little bit inside that one there. Like that, can you see? So it's always going to be a little bit darker than that one because this one is nearer to us, so the light is going to be on that one. Let's go around, do this one the same. So a little bit darker in there.
Nice little bit of shading.
Nice little bit of shading, makes all the difference, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then a little bit more shading down here. A little bit more purple just around the bottom. Actually, you'll probably see it better on camera than me. There you go. Right, now we're going to do the same with the leaves. We're going to shade those now. So what we'll do is we'll get our moss green. We'll add a bit more moss green to this. We'll stay on the same colour scheme at the moment. Okay, Now we're going to just take hold of this and we're just going to put this across one side of the leaf along the bottom. So hopefully it will darken it up a little bit, especially on camera. Are they getting a better view than me? Probably.
Yeah, well, it's all in view.
Yeah, is it looking darker?
It does look slightly dark on camera, but people have said that it changes depending on the computer screen.
Okay, well, as long as it's looking a little bit darker in places, that's fine.
There's more depth.
We're looking for depth, aren't we, Kelly?
What did you add to it to make it?
Just more moss green. So we had moss green with white to start with, so we've just added more moss green to the original colour. So we've now got a stronger moss green colour. Okay. And a bit more around there as well. A little bit there. There you go, you can see the difference. Okay, see how much it changes it. It's worth going back over. It doesn't take long, but it is important. There you go. Right, let's do this side. Turn this round. Right. Let's put this on here. Now, if you press in too far with these, that one's gone in a little bit far there, sometimes it paints up the side a little bit, so just be careful. Up the stem. Just makes it look less flat. So it's all very well painting things, but if you want them to look less flat, then you do need to do a second, sometimes third colour over the top. I'm not blending it particularly either, I'm just literally painting straight over it, like so. It's also buying me some time while I think about what I'm going to do next. I'm not joking. Right. I did get those butterflies out, Kelly, that we might need to cut up.
Do you need to cut them?
Well,
I think the natural ones would have looked better. Do you have any more of those left?
Which ones? The realistic ones? Yeah, but they're huge. I don't want the huge ones on here. That's why I went for those ones. Do you not like them? They do clash a bit, do you think?
They do clash a lot.
Yeah, I think they do too.
I think the bigger ones are better.
Well, there might be some over there. Go and have a little look. See what you can find. Maybe we need to have one giant. Oh, actually, that might look quite nice. Oh, no, don't you dare do this to me. Right, I'm going to have to plug this in. We're going to lose our power in one of our cameras in a second. Right, hold on. Kelly, where's the lead? This happened last week. No, last week we lost power completely, didn't we? Right, just plug this in. Just bear with me. We're going to... Okay, I'm sorry, this camera's going to wobble. There we go. It's that or no power. Right, let's turn this on, make sure we've got it on. Okay, bingo, otherwise we're going to run out of power. The alerts just come on.
Are they not under your desk?
I don't know, I'll get you to have a look. I've just used them, haven't I, on something, so potentially. Actually, a nice big feature butterfly would be quite good, actually. We'll hunt for them in a second. I would have thought they would have been in the packet you're in at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fabulous. One big one. What do you think? Like here, do you think? Yeah. Let's have one of those, shall we? We really are making this up live tonight, everybody. Right. Okay, so we are happy with that so far. Now we're going to put some grass and bits and pieces amongst it in a minute, so we'll do that next.
Do you have any scissors?
I do have scissors, Kelly, yes. There you go. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to just get myself a bit of paper towel. So I'm just tearing to pieces here. Now I'm just going to pop that at the bottom there. I'm not going to lean on it because what I don't want to do is get paint all over my sugar paste. That's not what I want to do here. I'm just going to hold it in that position there. And what we're going to do, we're going to use brush 1 at the moment because I think the fan brush may actually just dominate the whole thing. So we're going to just use it, we're going to do them individually. So we're going to start with Woodland Green. I'm not going to bother to clean my brush because I've already got green on there. And we're going to put some white in there. So we're going to brighten it up because I don't want too dark colours on here at the moment. So Woodland Green with some white. And this is paintbrush. Oh no, I don't want 0, that's way too small. Let's go for paintbrush 1. I need it to be thicker. I think paintbrush 0 may just tip me over the edge. I don't think so. Let's have a little look. See if that one's any better. Okay, so this is Woodland Green and white that I'm mixing at the moment. Okay, now let's actually go around this side, see what colour we've got. Always start at the back, that's a good place to start, isn't it? See what we've got. So with grass, all we're going to do is literally just, we need a bit more cocoa butter in it. We're going to take our brush on our tip there and we're just going to flick it in lots of different directions. I'm not going to make it that long, like so. Now I need to come down a bit lower. Like so. I just want to avoid touching the sugar paste really more than anything else. And then we'll head round here when we've got our confidence up and we know what we're doing. Make sure there's plenty of cocoa butter in because it will help you to get your grass going a bit easier. Like so. So I'm just going to use a combination of there we go. We're going to have a feature butterfly on this, we've decided.
Well, I've cut out 2 because...
2 feature butterflies. Do you know, I was thinking, I don't know what I'm going to put on this as a topper, so I think this actually be a brilliant topper, Kelly. I think that'll work really well. Okay. So all this paper's doing is just protecting me from painting the sugar paste at the bottom.
And if you don't offset it, you could always write someone's name on top.
You could write someone's name on top if you didn't.
Write happy birthday, happy anniversary. What other things can you write on cake?
Anything. Happy Father's Day.
Happy wedding anniversary. I don't know. This isn't really wedding though.
No, it's more birthday, I think. So now we're coming round and we're joining up now. These are quite similar in colour. We're going to come back and put in a much more sort of limey green colour, which will brighten it all up again. Let me bring this in a bit so you can see.
Could you paint on top of buttercream when wet? Like, when set, sorry.
It's not easy. You can do it, but it's not easy.
Yes, if you apply too much pressure.
It's just not easy. It's not something I teach and it's not something I've done. So I would hate to tell you that I'm some sort of expert in it because I'm not. So you would need to maybe go onto YouTube and see if there's any tutorials on there because I don't think I'm the person to advise you on that. I've done lots of tutorials on painting on sugar paste and painting on chocolate, but painting on buttercream, nah, that's not my bag. There we go, we're getting a bit more going here. Now I've got to be careful I don't paint on the watering can here.
Was the grass woodland green? Or?
It's woodland green with white, but I am going to go back and I'm going to increase that colour. There we go. Right, round this side. Again at the bottom here. So I'm just protecting my sugar paste. So I'm having to make sure I don't lean on this piece of sugar paste because don't forget everything is still soft because I did only cover it about half an hour ago. So we'll put some grass down there. There we go. Am I hitting Kelly's approval?
Yeah, I think it looks very sweet.
It's meant to look sweet more than anything else.
These colours are very delicate.
Yeah, I'm going to add in some other colours for grass in a second. Again, we'll just start around the back. Can you see what it's doing? It's looking very pretty. So we're going to go right the way around the back because that's our practice ground for everything else. That gives us a chance to see what we're doing. Always use the back for practicing. That's what I do. That's what it's there for. No one's going to look at this. They'll be too busy looking at the front. That's the plan anyway. Okay, nearly there. So we're still on Woodland Green at the moment, and then by the time we've gone round with the next colour, you'll see the change. Let's go. We've got a big thick bit of grass there. So lots of different directions. Doesn't have to be too long. Just let the paintbrush do it for you, really. Just backwards and forwards. Or use your fan brush. If you've got a fan brush, you can do that. Around the back here, you could use your fan brush. But if you want more sort of individual strands, then you're probably better off with this brush anyway. So there we go. Right, okay, so let's change colour. We're going to go to Spring Green, which is the limey green colour. I'm not going to bother to clean my brush. I'm literally just going to put it straight into the Spring Green and mix in a little bit of white as well. And this is a nice bright sort of limey green colour. And let's see what happens when we put this on. Let's see where we are to start with. Take it a minute or two for it to start showing through. Might help if I put a bit more cocoa butter in it as well. If you're doing this kind of work, you do need plenty of cocoa butter in to kind of get it to sort of flick up. There we go, that's what I want. Go down the bottom as well. So yeah, there we go. So lots of cocoa butter to get your paint quite nice. And
someone says, is this Kelly's cake?
No, it's not. I wish it was. Now I've done your cake, Kelly. Well, I've nearly done your cake. Almost finished it. Kelly's cake's a masterpiece, isn't it, Kelly?
Better be. High expectations over here.
We're having a Hello Kitty themed cake, aren't you, Kel?
Yeah.
Now this is more kind of an idea for a birthday or something, really, but not Kelly's birthday, because she doesn't really do gardening, do you?
No.
You eat what's in the greenhouse, and that's about it, isn't it?
Yeah, that's as far as I go.
That's about the same as me. I can appreciate the garden, but I don't really want to do anything in it apart from look at it. Right, there we go. So you can see the different colours there. Ooh, let's bring that in. It's making all the difference. So we're going to just now go across here. I'm trying not to get this. I'm going to just rip this because it's getting a bit wet. So keep going. Like that. There we go. This will brighten it up a bit before then we go back again in a second. So you can make the grass as long or as short as you want to. You don't have to make it that long. There we go. Let's see what's happening. I didn't cover it right to the bottom, but it's not the end of the world. It's fine. Cover that bit down there. There we go. So yeah, like a bit of a meadow, I guess, really. I've obviously been spending a bit of time outside, haven't I, in the fields, looking at all this lot. It's spring green. There is an element of white in it. I haven't just done spring green neat. I have added some white to it. I'm going to go back and do Woodland Green again in a second, but it will be a much darker version, like really dark. You'll see what that does. So we're nearly around the back here now. So you can take these up as long or as short as you want. It's entirely up to you, but make sure you don't just go like this all the way around. You need to keep sort of crossing them backwards and forwards like that. So there you go. So that's our grass so far. Now we're going to just do one more colour. We're going to do Woodland Green on its own with actually a very tiny amount of white in it because it is quite strong. I don't want it to be as strong as that. I haven't bothered to clean my brush. I've just literally mixed it like so.
Now this should give us some very strong coloured ones, which it does, but I need to put in a bit more cocoa butter so it's nice and okay. And then what we're going to do here, you see it standing out. Let's put a bit more dark in there, a bit more cocoa butter. Otherwise the paint gets a bit solid. So we don't want as many as these, we just want a few. It's not as dark as I thought it was going to be actually. Make it a little bit darker. So just a few of these. Like that. So when you paint grass, try and put in at least 2 or 3 colours. It's more interesting than just doing one colour. Doesn't make it look as flat, does it, Kelly?
No. 2-dimensional.
2-dimensional is where we're going with this. Okay. As you can see, I'm going to put something here to avoid this little bit here that I've got that I don't like. So I'm not worried about it particularly. But the spring green seems to lighten it all up, and the dark green seems to kind of give it some of the finer detail. So they're all important. There we go. There you go, somebody's told you how to paint on buttercream. I would hate to tell you how to do it because I don't know, I've never really looked into it. But I'm sure there must be some tutorials out there about it. I know lots of people like painting on all sorts of things, ganache and chocolate, but I've not done it on buttercream. I'm just going to darken this up along here a little bit. So a few more dark pieces of grass amongst this. Does this meet your approval, Kelly? As we never discussed this today.
Yeah, I think it looks very sweet.
Well, that's what I was going for.
Yeah, we had no discussion on this.
Normally we go, I'm going to do this and this and this, and Kelly goes, no.
Yes, all no. I never say no straight away. I
She
have
goes,
reason.
no, don't do that. We get there in the end.
Exactly.
Painting on cakes takes no longer than doing anything else. Like if you were doing a big ruffle or something like that, it really doesn't. It's no longer than doing any other sugar craft on here. So don't be put off and think painting's going to take you forever, because it won't. I mean, I'm only live normally for a couple of hours and I'll have all this cake done and I've covered it and everything. So it really doesn't take that long. There you go, look at that. It makes a lot of difference using 2 or 3 different colours there. You see? Am I getting Kelly's a nod of approval
Yeah,
here?
did you see it?
I saw your nod of approval then, Kelly, out of the corner of my eye, yes. Okay, so we've done the background. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make a few gardening things that we're going to use, we're going to put onto our cake using a mould. So we have got a mould here which we have used in the past, but not recently, or certainly I don't think we've done it on Sugar and Crumbs actually, which is called Gardening Tools. Now this is an FPC mould, there you go. Look at that there. And what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to get this out of the mould, and then we're going to paint some bits up, and we're going to have some of these things lying around here on the base, so it looks like the person's been gardening along with the watering can and all the other bits and pieces that they've been doing. Trying to tie it all together really, so it looks like sort of a hobby type cake, doesn't it? So there we go. Let me cross over to this one here. Right, just going to get rid of all this.
So was there any plans for a tulip cake?
A tulip cake? We did one, didn't we? Wasn't that part of the plant plot one that we did just before?
You did tulip cookies.
We did tulip cookies. In terms of painting tulips, it's not on my list at the moment, no.
You love tulips as well.
I do love tulips. I'm a massive fan of tulips, aren't I?
Your favourite?
They are absolutely my favourites. I tell you, it's really, really one of my favourite things. Right, so a mould like this, you need to be using modelling paste. Do not use sugar paste. You will have problems if you do. You need to be using something like this. This is called Saraceno, however you want to pronounce it, modelling paste. It's the only thing you're going to get out of moulds without any difficulties. Now, Renshaw's doing modelling paste. There's a new one, I believe. Although I haven't actually looked into it yet what it is, Mona Lisa or something. I'm not sure if that's the paste or the sugar paste, but anyway, there are some new brands around, but this is Saraceno, and all you do, it's very tough, can you see? Now we're just going to make little decorations with it, so we're not making great big chunky things, okay? We're just making little bits and pieces that we can then put onto our cake. I'm just going to move a few things out of the way there. I'm looking up on the screen, and I always admire Karen, who works on Sugar and Crumbs. Everything she does is so tidy, and I'm just not as tidy as her, so I'm going to try. Okay, so this is the mould here. Now all you're going to do is take hold of some of this paste. I'm going to show you what should we do? Let's do the fork, shall we? So we take hold of this. Now, if you're unsure and it feels a bit sticky, you can always just roll it into some icing sugar. But you're going to press this down, just manipulate it into the mould. I haven't got exactly the right amount that I need, but I'm just going to press it all down like so. I like to use my plastic side scrapers for this because it stops me cutting or damaging the mould itself. So all I'm going to do is just take it across like so. Put my icing sugar down, put my finger in there and just press it down to make sure it's actually fitting inside the mould. Okay, if you think there's a little weak spot there, you can always put a bit of extra paste in there, just squash it down like so. Sometimes for moving it around it can do that. Now once we've got it all in there like so, we're going to take the mould and we're going to bend it like so, and then we should be able to lift it out, which we can. Da, 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 da. Okay, and that is how you get them out of your mould. It's very easy. It's not very easy if you're trying to do it with sugar paste. It is a nightmare. So please don't do this with sugar paste. Do it with modelling paste. It's very, very straightforward to use if you do it with modelling paste. Now, we've already prepped some of these, so I'm going to just, where's my green board? There it is. Let's bring my green board over here so we can see this a bit better. So we're going to just paint a few of these up. Now, I've painted one already. We did the garden gnome, or rather, not we, Kelly. There's a little garden gnome that's in there. Now, we've already painted that. Or Kelly painted that for me. So we have got the little garden gnome all done. Now I'm going to hold this up so you can see it. So we painted it with little red boots and blue trousers and a green top, and then some of the skin tone, little black and white. Cream. You did cream, did you? Cream and white, or cream on its own?
I can't remember.
Can't remember. Okay, so we've done the little gnome in advance already because he is so tiny. We thought you might actually have difficulty seeing him, but that's what he looks like, and that's what you can take him to there. So we're going to paint up the other little bits that we've got. So there's a gardening glove and little fork. There's some secateurs, and there is the little spade there as well. So we're going to paint those up. Now let's get hold of some black. Yep. Okay, oops. What colour handles, Kelly, would you like on these? Should we stick with the violet theme?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, why not?
Should we stick with that? Let's coordinate, shall we? Okay, or do you think we should go green?
No.
No, you want to go...
You do a green band on where they join.
Okay.
To the metal.
I will do that. I should get you over here painting this as a nice birthday treat for you. She's just had her nails done as well, so there you go.
See my lovely nails.
Okay.
Oh, they've got flowers on actually.
Got flowers on your nails, have you? Very nice. Right, so we're going to make a silvery type colour, and we're going to do that by mixing black and white together. Now we've got a little trick for making it sort of sparkly towards the end, but we'll get to that later. So black and white at the moment to make silvery grey colour, more white than black. Hopefully you can see this just about. So what I'll do is I'll paint these and I'll hold them up when they're done so you can see them a bit closer. And then we're going to paint the bottom of this. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this on a little bit of kitchen roll as well, just to stop it getting all over my board. So I did these earlier today. Not a lot earlier today, I hasten to add, about 4 o'clock. And I suddenly thought, oh, I'm going live later, help, help, I need to do something. So we did these, I did these, not we. So I'm going to just paint these up silver. If it's not coming up dark enough, just grab a bit more black. I'm going to make these a little bit stronger. There we go, that's better. Let's paint those up. So I'm using paintbrush number 1 at the moment, which is quite a nice size to do this. Kelly paints everything with a 0, don't you?
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it, but she does. If I give her anything to paint, she's only ever got the 0 one in her hand. Now while I've got that colour,
used another brush.
I know you haven't. While I have got that colour on, let's do the trowel as well, because there's no point in switching between brushes here. So let's paint this up. You can paint up both sides if you want to. I'll probably with the trowel I will certainly paint up the sides anyway, because you can see it a little bit on there. So we'll just do that. So we'll just take it round there, around that side. And on that side. And then down there. So I probably won't bother to do the underside, but I will do the sides on this one because it's a bit obvious. Like that, and then the secateurs. So the only thing we haven't used on this, there's a little pot on here which we haven't used, and there is also a little bag here which has got carrots written on it, now, which is like a seed bag. Now I've not done those two because it's not quite in line with what I'm trying to achieve here. I'm not doing a veg patch, I was doing more sort of flowers, so that's kind of what I've gone for this really. But there are other little bits on that mould as well. So let's paint these secateurs as well. In my world, secateurs are used for cutting dowling rods. Well, mine are anyway. If you're in the garden, they're not. Okay. And then there's a little bit there, a little kind of spring, or a little join there. And then there's also a little bit in the middle. This is all like painting by numbers. It's all here for you, so you don't have to make any of this up. You just have to follow it. And then there's a little bit there as well, and a little bit there. It's got some mechanics on it, this one. Right, so we're going to coordinate with what we've got. I'm going to put our glove there. So we're going to change colour now, and we're going to do them in shades of, what did we say, lilac and green, didn't we? To go with our little display here. Right, okay, and everybody still see, hopefully. Right, let's grab some of this lilac. And then what we'll do is I'll turn that round. I'm not going to make this too difficult for myself. And we will come down here. I'll make that a bit stronger actually, put a little bit more in there. That's better. So backwards and forwards. You can do all of this in advance. You don't have to do this the minute you're trying to decorate your cake. Do all of this before you decorate your cake, so that when you come to decorate your cake, you can literally just take these out of a packet or out of a box and just pop them on. It's much less stressful than trying to do them at the last minute or live, quite honestly. There's nothing like doing things live. There we go. That's okay. And then we'll do this one as well. I've left a little gap there because I'm going to put the green on there. I think that's what Kelly was asking me to do, so yeah. We will do that. And we'll come across here as well. And paint those up. Now, cocoa butter dries quite quickly. It dries sort of 1 to 2 minutes. You can see me putting my hands on the trowel there. That's already dry. In the summer months, when it gets warmer, it does take a bit longer to dry, so it can be a bit more difficult to deal with in the summer, but we haven't quite got to summer yet. I'm sure it's around the corner somewhere, but we just don't need it to rain this weekend, so if we could stop the rain, that would be good. So we'll make these purple. I'm sure there probably are some purple ones at the garden centre. Mine are pink, so I know these coloured ones exist. Like a sort of trendy pack, isn't it, of garden tools or garden equipment. we go. So remember, using any moulds, you must use modelling paste. Please don't use sugar paste, otherwise you'll never use that mould ever again. You'll hate it. And I have to say, of all the moulds I've got, when I do cakes for people, and I've done so many gardening cakes over the years, I can't even begin to tell you, this is the mould I pull out to use, because even if I don't use them, if the cake's bigger, for example, I put a little pair of secateurs or something written by the person's name or something like that, and you can't make things like this. It's easy to do it out of a mould, it's much quicker and they look nice. So I tell you what, it's one of the ones that's worth actually having in your kit. There are certain moulds that you buy, you know, like you might buy, I don't know, let's say something to do with a I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example now. I don't know, someone asked for a rowing cake or a cricketer cake or something, and you buy a whole load of cutters connected with that. You probably never use them again, but something like this I've actually used over and over again, so worth having, I'd say. Right, okay, let's move to the glove. So with the glove, I think what we'll do is we will, do you want it lilac, Kelly?
Yeah.
And then we'll leave the back of it green?
Yeah.
Okay, so we will paint the glove itself lilac-y colour. Oh, it's coming out more purple now.
Doesn't matter.
Is that okay? Try not to go too strong on this, because you know what will happen, I'll put it on the cake and then I won't like it. I'm going to paint down the side of it. So this is a gardening glove apparently. So I'll put that down the side as well. Has my mother's name appeared tonight?
No, not yet.
I don't know if she's watching. And my aunt. She's been watching as well. She'll probably put a comment. Tell me if Granny puts a comment.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Like so. Okay, let's make that a little bit dark on that side. It's got a bit watery. There we go, that's better. What's that look like on camera? Perfect. Yeah, we're hoping for dry weather, aren't we, Kelly, at the weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise it's going to be a bit of an interesting birthday. Right, now we're going to do the contrasting colour green, and so we're going to clean our brush out. Remember, we've already used moss green on our cake, so we're going to just use a little bit more moss green. So back into moss green, and we'll put a tiny bit of white in it, but nothing too drastic, just to kind of take the edge of it off, because it can be quite strong. So a little bit of moss green there, and then what we'll do is we'll do the contrasting colour there. Like that, that looks cool. And then we'll do the green sleeve on this one. I need a bit more cocoa butter, it's got a nice little sort of ribbed pattern on this sleeve as well. The detail on these moulds is fabulous. They really are very, very well thought out. There we go. Like that. Should all coordinate, Kelly, beautifully. Alright, go back and tidy this one up in a bit, because I can see something that needs sorting. And then we'll have a little bit of green round there as well. This one. Like that. Do we want any green on there? Maybe on that little bit there. Just a little bit there, just so it's matching a little bit there. Okay. Right, let's get...
Have you got a gazebo for Kelly's birthday?
No, not yet. I'm umming and ahhing about it. I don't know what we're going to do yet.
I think it would have to be.
I know, I need to talk to your dad yet. Decide what we're going to do. We're going to have to do something, aren't we? Right, I'm just going to go back round this, because I could see some gaps when I was painting around this bit here. Yeah, I think we might have to. Now we're going to just go back and just put a little bit of darker colour on here, on the glove. So we've just got more kind of neat grape violet here. There we go. A little bit darker down there as well. Cool, that looks better. I'll just go over this a little bit. Just on that side, a bit on that side. So that's like a little bit of shading then, without actually being too silly about it. Okay, and then we'll go over the grey once more, and then we'll put our spray on it so that they're a little bit glittery. So we'll take hold of this. Right, let me move these out of ours. Move the glove out of the way because we don't want that in there for the moment. Ooh, let's turn that round. Let's get it round the right way, make it easier for me to paint. Grab a little bit more white. Okay, there we go. Now if you want to leave it, you can leave it matte like this, or if you wanted to make it sort of sparkly silver, I tend to use this stuff here, which is called Finishing Sparkle, which is very nice. That we will do like so. My voice is probably getting lower because I'm looking down. Getting lower and lower. Right, so what I tend to do then is I just press this down like so, and then that makes it sparkly like so, and I've covered the back end of it there, and I'm going to pick that up so you can have a look at it there. Can you see? I'm very quiet today, it's because I'm looking down. Right, and then let's turn that round. We'll do this one. We'll do the same. I'll speak up a bit so you can hear me. There we go. Right, let's put that over there. Okay, and that's that one. And then this one. I must be louder than this, Kelly, normally. I've picked up the wrong paintbrush now, that's not helpful. Let's pick up the other paintbrush. Right, okay. I'll have to put the sound on the other one, I think, next time. There we go. And then just going to pop that over there like that. There we go. Okay, nice, sparkly. Move that there. Let's put these on here so you can have a little look up close. Right, so I'm picking these up so you can have a little look at them close before I stick them onto the cake. There you go. Okay, so if I tip them around side to side there, you can see them as well. So these are all going to match the cake that we've done. Okay, apart from our garden gnome, which is going to be completely different colour, but then they're meant to be anyway. They don't tend to coordinate the garden gnomes, do they? I'm still trying to get one put in our garden, but I'm sure every time I try and put one in, your dad's going to know, Kelly, isn't he? Mm-hmm. Right, I'm going to unplug this a second so I'm not actually on top. Can you eat them? You certainly can. They're only little bits of flour paste, so there's no reason why you can't eat them. Huh?
Some of my messages don't come through.
Have you not had...
Is this mould okay to use with chocolate?
Yeah, you can use it with chocolate if you want. Just pour some chocolate in and pop it in the fridge. I don't see why not. That should be fine. Right, let's stick these on.
Just so you know your camera.
Oh, it's not doing it again, is it? All right, okay, I've got to plug it back in again. I just typically unplugged it. Right. Okay, just going to be jolting the camera for a second. There we go. Sorry, we're just having some power issues on this side. Is that plugged in? Yes, it is. Right, okay, let's put the garden gnome on. Where would you like the garden gnome, Kelly? What about there? Is that acceptable? Okay, so we're going to just take our garden gnome and we're just going to put a little bit of royal icing on the back of him. We're not going to put it on with water. We're actually going to stick him on with, there we go. Obviously, if you don't want your cake to be tacky, don't use a garden gnome. We don't mind, do we? And then we're going to just lay the trowel and bits and pieces out on the front here. So again, just a little bit of royal icing. Like so. Right, so we'll pop that. Where should we have that? It doesn't really matter, to be honest. Let's put it there to start with. We can always move it if we need to. And then a little trowel. We could always cross that over, look, couldn't we? Or we could just put it side by side, Kelly. Just put it like that. Okay, lovely. And then the little glove. So you could pop the glove maybe there. Okay, see where we're doing with this. And then we've got our secateurs. Which we can pop here. We'll get those in the opposite direction, I think. Yeah, I was going to put them there. There. Where do you want them, Kelly? They've got icing on the back.
Yeah, I know.
You want them
Like there.
Go on then.
Do you agree?
Yes, that's fine if that's where you want to put them.
Because otherwise it's too close to the gnome.
Lovely, there you go.
Hi everyone.
Oh, lovely. Yes, Kelly's on screen at the
Look
moment.
how sparkly they are.
They're looking very sparkly, aren't they? So there we go. Nice little bits and pieces there. Right, okay. Now, I'm going to just put a few little white flowers on. So we're going to do a few little 3D ones, and we're going to use this cutter here. Let me lean over and get it in my little pot. No, not that one. I know it's in here because I saw it earlier. There it is. Love this cutter. It's tiny and lovely, and that is it. It's a little daisy cutter there. Very sweet. Like the garden gnome, Kelly. I like your gnome.
Thank you.
Now I'm just going to keep my camera on the side for the moment, so you'll be able to see me just about. And we're going to just roll out, whoops, a little bit of paste. So this is just ordinary sugar paste. It doesn't need to be anything else particularly. I'm just going to put a little bit of icing sugar down because when I cut, I want this to move. If it doesn't move, then I'm going to have a problem. You see what I mean? Like that. So I can then pick it up and it's already there in my cutter ready to go.
What colour is it?
White. What colour did you want?
Oh no, I was just asking.
Have you got something specific in mind? Good, that's all right then. I was literally just going to put a few little on.
No, it just seemed from the angle that I'm looking at, because I can't see it, I'm looking on camera, that it didn't look white.
Okay, I was literally
So I was just wondering what it was.
No, I'm just going to put a few little flowers. I'm literally just going to put a few. So it doesn't actually have a plunger on this. What it does is it pushes it out, but it doesn't sort of push it in. Can you see there's no middle plunger? So once you put it into place, this is where your handy paintbrushes come in. You have to take the back of your paintbrush against some royal icing and then just push it in like that. So we're just going to put a few. We're not going to go mad here. Little daisies. I'm going to put a little couple one there. So I'm putting a couple of blobs in there. Don't make this too thick, otherwise it will look horrible. Okay, so we'll push that in like that. But they're flat at the moment, you see, and we need them to stand. And then we'll come back and we'll press them down like so. Now we're going to pipe some royal icing straight into the middle, like centres. Yeah, we're going to have to put another one on that one. Okay, I'll put one more there. Got to have things in threes. Try and tilt them as well. Try not to have them totally flat. Little flower in the middle. Okay, a couple more, because I don't want to overdo this cake. I want it to be quite simple, because I think it looks nice simple. Press that down. The icing in there, and then back round this side. So if I look at the cake like that, I've got kind of a bit of a space or gap over that side, so that's where I need to put another one over there. It doesn't need to be huge amounts of anything. Space sometimes works really well, so don't end up putting on loads and loads of things on the board. I think that's enough. Kelly, would you agree?
I agree. Yes.
Yeah, you don't need tons and tons of decoration. If you want to put some of the little flowers going up here, or you want to extend your blossoms up onto your cake, that's fine. But what we're actually going to do is we're going to put on some butterflies that we've got from our wafer paper range. So we have a range of butterflies called Realistic Butterflies, which we used on a flower pot a couple of weeks ago, and Kelly's cut 2 out here. And what we're going to do is we're going to use them like cake toppers on here, because they're on wafer paper. They're really easy to bend, which means we can manipulate them very quickly into standing butterflies. So they're very nice to use, and we're going to use this on the side of the cake. So what I'm going to do is put some royal icing up the side there like that, and then we're going to position them, one there like so. Make sure it's tilted at an angle. Never put butterflies tilting downwards. This drives me crazy. If anybody does that, don't do it, all right? It looks awful. Make sure if you're going to put butterflies on the cake that they're tilting that way round, okay? And then we're going to bend it again. This one.
You need a blob in the middle for the last flower.
Yes, I'll do that. Is that you telling me?
No.
Oh.
Carol spotted it.
Carol spotted. I haven't done it yet. We'll go back in a second. And then this one here, we're going to put slightly lower.
Okay.
Sorry?
I was going to say, why didn't you put it on top of the cake?
No, I'm going to put it slightly lower like that. Is that all right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you approve?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all right then. Now, what you can do with the daisies, I'm probably not going to be able to do it, but if they, well, I don't know, I might be able to do it if they dry. They're almost dry. You can paint those yellow and turn them into daisies. So you can just take hold of some primrose. Let's have a go and see if it works. You really want this to be dry. It's not going to be 100% dry yet. So let's just see if I can do it. It might work, it might not. You can pipe it in yellow. The only thing with piping it in yellow, it just means you've got getting another piping bag out and fiddle and faff around, and I don't really want to do that tonight. When I can paint it, I've got yellow here. So you can paint into the centre of royal icing once it's crusted over. There you go. And turn those into little daisies. So just take your yellow and just go round like that. I'm having to be quite careful with it because I've only just piped them, but that works really well. Okay, and on that one as well, a bit more garden-esque. I thought you'd put your hand up then, Kelly.
Why?
I don't know, just out the corner of my eye, I thought you'd got your hand up.
No.
I thought you were doing all on Saturdays live. Time I turn around. Right, now this one's still a bit wet because obviously I've only just painted this one, but again, that's okay. I can just catch the top of it like that. So if you wanted to put little daisies on there, then you can do that as well. So the butterflies that we've stuck on here are called Realistic Butterflies. They are on our website. Kelly will put a link up for you. She's done it already. We do several other ones as well. There's ones called Pastel Butterflies and something else, but I can't remember what else, something other butterflies. Anyway, I'm a little bit obsessed with them, as you'll see, because they do appear on my lives, almost right up there with the silver balls. There's no silver balls on this one tonight. Once we've done this, we're now going to put some glue. So we're going to use Pritt Stick, which I've amazingly managed to find after all these weeks of searching. And we're going to go all the way around the edge with the Pritt Stick, and we're going to put a ribbon on. Oh, got stuck there. So all the way around. And we're going to use this green ribbon that we've got, which is really nice. Whoop. It's got a nice texture to it. I'm going to show you this ribbon. It's really nice texture, and again, it's another slightly different green colour, so we'll pop that on there. We don't want anything matching, we just want it to complement, and it's actually going to pick up on this colour that we've painted on. So we're going to go round, and then we're going to get hold of scissors. Kelly, oh there they are, you have them, like so. Just cut. Okay. And then we just take hold of the Pritt stick and put a bit of glue on the back there. Like so.
How deep is the board you're using?
It's a standard cake board, which means the ribbon is standard size as well. Okay, so cake boards are all the same. And there we have our garden themed cake. That's this evening's live. There you go. All right, now what I might do is I'm just going to lift the camera up a tiny bit further so you can see the top of the cake. No, I'm not, because otherwise I'm going to knock the camera over. I will pick it up instead. How about that? But that is the cake tonight. It looks very pretty actually from where I'm even standing, so I will pick it up so you can see it. I'm going to pick it up now. I'll come up onto this screen. There we go. All right, so let's turn this round so you can see it. I have to do this on the opposite side to me. Now I always put all my cakes on Instagram, so if you can't, let me step forward a bit. There you go. I tip it forward as well and lean on this so I don't fall over. There you go. How about that? That's very pretty, isn't it? It's meant to be simple. It's meant to be pretty. It's not meant to be too complicated. It's just meant to be, I don't know, just really, really pretty, isn't it? Just something different. So that is a mould, not a mould, that's a sheet that we've got on our website now called Flower Jug or something like that, I think I've called it. The little moulds are FPC, which we painted with cocoa butter, and these little butterflies here on our site as well. It's pretty, isn't it? It's just meant to be pretty. That's all I was aiming for tonight, really, was just something really pretty. Let me tip it forward so you can see all the little bits and pieces on there as well. It's always nice when you pick it up, and all the little bits of painting that we did at the start. Just something really simple and straightforward. And everything's edible. We can eat all of this. These are all edible. That's edible. They're all edible. So there you go. All right. Which way are we going? That way. So when I look at the camera, it's back to front. So when I turn to the left, it goes to the right and all this sort of thing. It's really complicated. So when I'm trying to show you things, I'm normally going the opposite way and I'm looking in the wrong cameras and all sorts of things. But yeah, lovely and simple, but just a really nice kind of calm gardening cake. I know sometimes when you look online at gardening cakes, they can be a little bit sort of veg patch and loads of strong colours. So I was trying to avoid that tonight and just go for something quite, apart from a garden gnome, obviously, which is compulsory. Just try and go for something quite sort of soft and pastel. So everyone seems to like it anyway, don't they? Very simple, nice and achievable for everybody. So, you know, if you wanted to have a go at this cake, then I will put it onto my YouTube channel. I'm going to put it down now because I'll end up dropping it otherwise. So that will go onto my YouTube channel. It'll also be on Sugar and Crumbs, so you'll be able to go back and watch it. So if you've just joined the live later on and you've missed the start, then you will be able to go back and watch it shortly. I'm going to put my website up. There it is. So if you've got any questions about the cake itself or anything to do with lessons, because I do teach online cake painting, or anything to do with the new pricing class that we've got coming up, which is in a couple of weeks' time, and you'd like to ask questions about that, then do go to that website. We actually have two websites. We have this one, which is all the cake equipment, and we have another website, which is to do with all the classes, which is the Tracey Mann Cake School. So I won't be back again until next Tuesday. So I'm not going to be live now until next Tuesday because if somebody sat over there, I could make you come on camera, but you won't be very pleased.
I look so...
She hasn't got any makeup on, you see. You're going to come, aren't you? Here she goes. There we are.
I look like I've been in a bush.
You don't look like you've been in a bush. Anyway, happy birthday.
Thank you, everyone.
So Kelly's turning 21 on Friday, aren't you? I mean, you'd never believe that I only had you when I was 9, would you? I mean, on the basis I'm so young.
Well, in your case, you've been doing cakes for 19 years.
I know. I can't add up, Kelly, clearly, and I'm teaching.
Oh gosh, I've just watched my entry on
and
my
I'm
iPad.
teaching a pricing class as well, which is even more worrying. So there we go. Right, you can go back over there now if you're doing
Sorry,
that.
thank you, everyone.
Okay, so I will see you next Tuesday at 6:30. Keep an eye out on my website and various things. There will be some bits and pieces coming up. Oh, they want to see your nails now. I'm actually going to come back and show you her nails. Do you want to go on the other camera?
Which one?
I don't know, this one.
I don't know.
Let me put this one. Is that coming up there? Yeah, lovely. There's Kelly's nails.
Yeah, they got little Hello Kitty things on
So
them.
she's had her nails done today. It's got little tiny Hello Kitties on them, haven't they? There you go. Very
There you
nice.
go, thank you.
Honestly, what's she like? You're getting loads of people saying happy birthday, Kelly.
Thanks,
so.
everyone.
Yay. Have a lovely evening. Take care. Thank you very much for joining us every Tuesday evening, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.
Bye.